There was a big debate, and even the US Congress, Democrats and Republicans had a hearing because they were real concerned about it. First of all, nothing has been gained by this law, and it's been extremely harmful and costly to the people of North Korea, but also to the people of South Korea because of their reputation as a world leader. It's been very costly to the people of North Korea because it's further isolated them. It's depriving them of information and critical humanitarian support from their families in South Korea. The efforts the defectors were making to get information in North Korea was nothing that was harmful. I brought a rice bottle, for example. This is what they were floating in. This has been banned. This is against the law now. But what's in this rice bottle? There's no weapons. What's in here is rice for starving North Koreans. There's a US $1 bill for buying humanitarian aid. There's also a flash drive in here of information. You know, K-pop, South Korean soap operas, those are the kinds they were sending in. During the balloon launches, they started sending in masks. The Moon administration is violating its own constitution by prohibiting this form of freedom of speech. But it's also violating the International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights, which South Korea is a signatory to. I think we should utilize all the techniques. I always say we need to reach them by land, by sea, and by air. The radio broadcast is going to be able to be heard everywhere, even in the border of China and Russia. But we should be stepping up efforts to get in information by land, sea, and air, using all these methods. And the best people that develop these techniques are the North Korean defectors, because they know what works. They know what's effective. Definitely, we should be doing that, especially now, because they're more isolated than ever before. We know before COVID that at least somewhere between 60 to 80% of North Koreans were accessing some form of outside information. It might have been watching K-pop. It might have been watching Western movies or South Korean soap operas. It might be listening to Radio Free Asia, but we know they were listening. We know they were tuning in. We know they were getting information outside the government channels. The one thing I hope is that in this next election, they will elect someone who uphold those freedom and human rights for the people of North Korea that are under this terrible dictatorship. I'm all for talks, and I'm a big believer in humanitarian aid. We should be offering it. We should be making so clear to the people of North Korea, we want to help you. The one mistake that we made during the famine, there was no reason for anybody to starve. There was enough humanitarian aid and assistance that was given by the United States, South Korea, World Food Program, international community, Japan, all these countries giving so much aid to try to address the famine in North Korea. But the problem was that Kim Jong-il used that aid to continue to invest in the nuclear program. So what we need to do is we need to do everything we can to help the people in North Korea respond with that kind of aid. We should be doing everything we can to help the North Korean defectors, especially the NGOs, of getting aid into North Korea, using the creative means that they've developed. Democrats and Republicans are united on this. You know, we've seen the North Korea Human Rights Act passed unanimously. The North Korea Sanctions Enforcement Act passed, I think, nearly unanimously. There's legislation about the family reunifications. You've seen the international community respond to concerns about North Korea. The people of North Korea are absolutely amazing. The women of North Korea created the market system. The people of North Korea are the eyewitnesses that testified to the world what was going on. The people of North Korea are the ones that are educating themselves, and we just need to give them their freedom so they can transform North Korea.